Hi, I'm Jonathan, and I want to talk to you today from Chapter 15 in Live a Legacy. Chapter 15 is about facing your fears, and this is an ongoing part of some little short video meditations that I've been recording this year and uploading. Wanted to share this one with you. I begin this chapter by talking about a couple of experiences that I had, some things that I did to I shouldn't say I overcame it because I still don't like heights, but I did a couple of things. One time I was in Fort Lauderdale and I went bungee jumping. It wasn't like, it was like a, what do they call it, like a sky coaster, I don't know, but it goes way out like this, you're strapped in. But we went up 200 feet and then you had to release, and I was with two other friends tethered together, so there were three of us. From that vantage point, you can see all the way to downtown Miami. It's crazy. But anyway, when we released, I had to release our pole, and we did. It was just went flying down. It was like the ride of my life, and I loved it. Going up was terrible, and I think that's a great metaphor for fear sometimes. Fear is that feeling that we get when we think that something's going to happen, real or imagined. In this case, the bungee cord didn't snap, nothing happened. I mean, thank God for that, right? I guess if that had happened, I wouldn't be here today. But anyway, it's this thing that we feel the fear and we do it anyway. And I think that's part of fear, is that we feel these things. We anticipate too far into the future. We worry, we have anxiety. We get afraid that something bad's going to happen in the future. And a friend of mine always says, I'm not sure that the future even really exists, because all we have is right now. And I think that's a brilliant description, or a brilliant strategy, is we oftentimes are fearful because we think something is going to happen. Most of the things that we fear, most of the things that we worry about never come to pass. We're afraid of calamity coming, we're afraid of financial failure, we're afraid of being alone, all of these things. And oftentimes, it's like, I think it says in the book of Job, which is the oldest book in the Bible, the oldest story in the Bible, at least in the records that we have, it says that the thing that I feared the most has come upon me. And fear still has power, and it's a negative energy, and it still has power to bring to pass the things that we don't want. That's why I think we should go for the opposite, and I see two opposite problems with fear. One is faith, so we believe the best in spite of the present reality, or in spite of how we feel emotionally. But also, I think it's a scripture that says, perfect love casts out all fear. When we know and when we believe that we are perfectly cared for in the universe, that there is nothing that can ultimately destroy us, that we can come back from anything, then there's no need to be afraid. When you feel that great, everlasting, unending love surrounding you, and you experience it, and you know that in your heart of hearts, I am loved, and I'm loved because I am. You are loved because you are. Period. You are, period. Maybe you need to say that. I am loved because I am. Oftentimes we attach qualifiers because we learn love in our lives. If I'm good enough, if I do enough, if I do this for my friend or my loved one, then they'll love me. If I'm a good enough student, a good enough child, or whatever. So we learn this qualifier. We attach all of these qualifiers to love. But the thing about love is. And you are love. You are loved, and you are love, and I am. And knowing that, and you might say, well, that sounds like psychobabble or New Age. Well, get over yourself. It works. Why do we have to argue away these spiritual principles and these truths? I find myself going, no, I am, and that's enough, and I am perfectly cared for. I'm going to be fine. Everything will work out all right. Sometimes that's all we need to know. So I encourage you today to know that as you face your fears and your worries and anxieties, to know that you are perfectly loved. Believe the best. Believe that things will work out, because they do. Somehow they do. So I encourage you with this thought today. If you're interested in my book, go to jonathanbenz.com, and right at the top of the page there's ordering information. Have a great day. Bye-bye.